All right, good evening. The good news, we have a little rain out there, but the model guidance really started trending back during the late afternoon hours. And, you know, if you've been watching our Weather Extra the last few days, we've been talking about how this really was not much of a setup for tornadoes. And even heavy rain now is kind of limited. We have some heavy rain in the northeast corner of the state. Also, some pockets of heavy rain are still possible, a little bit of lightning and thunder, but the tornado watch has been canceled out early, so some good news there. Let's get into the forecast. It's Friday night. Not going to take up too much of your time here. I'm going to go through this briefly for you. Here's the current radar. This event ended up with a few hail reports and some isolated wind damage in Middle Tennessee. We can still see some gusty winds around here. There's two boundaries out there right now, and I think that's what's really taking the punch out of the atmosphere. The most dominant boundary is the one moving into northeast Alabama right now, and as that moves east into Georgia, that really ends. That's where the helicity, the wind shear is maximized. I don't see any Sand Mountain magic, anything like that, but the rain is going to intensify in some of these areas south of the river, and as we get out west, out into the shoals, what we see is a little bit more rain too. That the actual frontal boundary, which is weak, is starting to move in. The bigger thunderstorms are to our north in Middle Tennessee, and those will stay away from us. But we could see a flare-up of a few showers and thunderstorms along this boundary through about 1 o'clock in the morning. But as you can see, there's not a whole lot left out here for it. So overall, during the newscast today, I mentioned don't cancel your plans. Just stay weather alert, and that's probably the best thing to do on a night like tonight. As we go beyond 10 o'clock, latest model guidance, notice how it's really faded everything away along that boundary, and that'll continue to slide to the east. That's 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't expect any severe weather tonight. Clouds at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be cloudy. It's going to be humid. Temperatures in the 60s tomorrow morning, but your Saturday afternoon is looking pretty good. Maybe some storms south of Gadsden. We'll have a little sunshine. It's going to be a warm spring-like day. This is all ahead of this Arctic front. I do think there was some confusion based on a few emails I had earlier today talking about, you know, we have tornado threat before the Arctic blast. These fronts are not associated with each other at all. This is a Pacific storm system that's ended up kind of getting in the fray, so to speak, of the Great Lakes upper low that's going to be dropping south. So there is that. I hope nobody really thought, you know, just because it's going to get cold as we get into Sunday, that we were dealing with a significant threat of severe weather and tornadoes. That's simply not the case. Here's a look at the radar. Continues to. The other thing we talked about is the fact that this front's kind of coming in and laying down, and the upper level energy, everything that's supported this front the last few days, is moving. It's retreating. It's headed out. So this boundary is just kind of left on its own. Let's talk about this Arctic blast coming in as we get into Monday. We're going to start with temperatures around freezing Monday morning, and it's not going to get a whole lot better throughout the day. In fact, our temperatures will stay in the 30s where we have clouds. You may hit the low 40s in the shoals, but look what happens as we get towards the late morning, afternoon hours. This has been extremely consistent with the European model. This is an area where we're going to likely see some enhanced snow flurries as we go through the afternoon. And this is 11 o'clock in the morning, and it's 34 in Scottsboro, and the temperature's 34 in Huntsville. So it's going to be a struggle here in the far northeast corner of the state to even get into the mid-30s. The Cumberland Plateau could see some minor accumulation, and up in the Smoky Mountains, they could see 2 to 4 inches of snow. But I think we're a far cry from that, anything accumulating around here. Of course, we'll keep an eye on it. Tuesday, Veterans Day, a very nice afternoon, but a really cold start. First alert weather day for Monday, that's because of the cold. It's also going to be windy. Sunday is deceiving, that 52. The official high may be like 55, but that's all going to happen before sunrise. By the time we hit the noon hour Sunday, the winds are going to be out of the north, gusting to about 20 miles an hour. The temperatures will be in the 40s. It's just going to be colder and colder by the hour, all the way down to 29. So a hard frost and freeze coming Monday night into Tuesday morning. And then we get right, Mother Nature's like, what are you talking about? As we get into the latter part of next week, because we warm right back up into the 60s. But I'll tell you, a lot of those leaves are going to be gone. All those beautiful, I hope you got your fall foliage pictures, because those leaves are flying off of there from Sunday into Monday. And then by Monday night into Tuesday, the air's so cold, any water left in those leaves is just going to freeze up and they'll fall right off the tree. But again, appreciate your time tonight, everybody. You guys have a great weekend. And I will see you guys. I'm working Sunday here, so I will see you guys Sunday again. Appreciate it. You guys take care.